Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
hello,
Hello. Shut up! One thing I really don't understand is how pre-ordering games is a very successful business practice in the gaming industry today. I'm not just talking about a few days before the game is released. I'm talking about months or even years before it's released. Why does anyone want to pre-order a game for this long? Ever. I mean, if you know why, please let me know in the comments. How I see it is there's a game. Alright, so this game, it's talked about a lot. The developers then put it up for pre-order so you get it the day it comes out. What you're doing at this point is spending money on nothing. So this game comes out and you immediately get it. Already bought and paid for. That sounds great, right? Well, no, it isn't. What if the game turns out to be really, really bad? What if the game turns out to be something you didn't expect? As of right now, you get on your PlayStation 4 and you can pre-order Uncharted 4 for $60. Uncharted 4 is expected to come out sometime in 2015. 2015! And it's currently 2014. So, what if there's a delay? Then you spend money on a game in 2014 that you're not actually going to get until late 2015 or maybe even 2016. Who knows? Maybe it's delayed further. And not only that, but all they've shown so far of Uncharted 4 is a pre-rendered CGI trailer. That's not enough. And that's another thing that really pisses me off. And it, oh my god, it enraged me during this last E3. All the pre-rendered trailers. That's not what's going to sell me. I want to see the game itself and how the game plays. That's why it's a game, not a movie. If you want to sell a game to me, you need to show me how the game is going to play out. And it shouldn't be that hard to just throw together a little sequence, maybe just to show off the gameplay mechanics. I mean, oh my god. If you can throw together a 2-minute trailer that's pretty with realistic animations, you should be able to throw together a 15-minute gameplay segment. Okay? It's not that hard. And then if you're not even that prepared, you shouldn't be talking about the game anyways. Okay, so I guess you could say that it's different because Uncharted 4 is a sequel to an already existing series. But who knows how much they change it. Look at Duke Nukem, for example. Actually, that is a perfect comparison. Duke Nukem 1 and 2 were actually platformers. You know, like Super Mario Brothers. And then Duke Nukem 3D came out, and it was the third installment, and it was a first-person shooter. What if Uncharted 4 turns out to be a first-person shooter? It's fairly unlikely, but you don't know how the gameplay looks yet. It could be anything by now. Also, what if it's really bad? You know what other series had a sequel that was really bad and everyone pre-ordered it and then hated it afterwards? Duke Nukem Forever. Yeah. There are many games that exist today that prove why pre-ordering is a bad idea, and yet people still do it anyways. Like I previously mentioned, Duke Nukem Forever. Also Aliens Colonial Marines. Yeah, remember that game? All the hype and how cool it looked? Then the game everyone pre-ordered for $60 ended up buggy and just all around garbage, and even lacked many of the features that were promised. Oh, and then one other game like this too, quite recently actually, and I'm sure you've all heard of this. Watch Dogs. It was announced in 2012, delayed many times. It was a very hyped title, and when it first came out to pre-order, it was like the new drug. It was a very promising IP, I can't deny that. Even I was excited. But what did we get? Just tell me, what did we get? Disappointment. On PC, there were numerous issues. Across all platforms, it looked rancid compared to the gameplay we saw before. And although you could argue many of these glitches have been fixed, and there is even a mod now for PC that lets you use the old E3 graphics, that should have all been there at launch because of how long it took them to release and polish the darned game. Why do we as consumers still feed this system even though it has been proven time and time again that it just doesn't work? It's too risky. It's better to wait until it's released and read or watch reviews of the game. If it strikes your fancy, then go ahead and pick it up. But if it doesn't, and you were thinking of pre-ordering it, then you just saved a bunch of money. However, I must come clean to you guys. I have in fact pre-ordered games in the past. I'm just as guilty as you are. I pre-ordered Sanctum 2 the day it was available. I also pre-ordered Counter-Strike Global Offensive a few days before it was available. They were both pretty cheap though, just under $15. And it was on Steam, so they were discounted. So technically, I was saving money. And then when I was able to play these games, I actually really enjoyed them. So I felt like I got my money's worth. But that's a rare chance, and it's still very risky to pre-order. It's exactly like gambling. You put your money down when you think you can win, and then when you do, you get your money's worth. There's still that chance that you'll lose. And when you lose your money. It's gone forever. On just a piece of software that can't entertain you. I just have one thing to ask of you. If you care about the gaming industry, please stop pre-ordering games. This gives developers a chance to deliver a bait and switch. If you don't know what that is, a bait and switch is when you offer one thing but then provide something different. It's not technically false advertisement, so it's completely legal, but it's very unethical, and ethics is something we want in the gaming industry. No, actually, ethics is something we want in every industry, whether it be movie, toys, cars, clothing, makeup, food, hell, even illegal drugs. It's something we want, and it's something we need, and it's something we can get. Out of the list I just mentioned, gaming is the easiest to get exactly what we want. They can't dictate us as much as the other industries do. We dictate them, and that's the beauty of the system. Stop pre-ordering games or you'll start seeing more and more dreadful, half-baked, overhyped, and otherwise useless games coming out that still sell large amounts and make massive amounts of money thanks to pre-ordering. So sorry about the serious tone of this video. It's something that's really been bothering me, and I really need to get my point out there. It's something that needs to be dealt with, and I really hope I at least gave you a new outlook on this whole system. I'm not telling you to stop. You can do whatever you want with your money. I'm just saying, I'm recommending it. I recommend you stop, because if you keep contributing to the system, it's all gonna collapse, and then you won't have the games you like. So anyways, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm always open to new perspectives, and I'm happy to hear what others have to say. If you have a new suggestion for a video, private message me on YouTube, Facebook, or in person, and I'll take it into consideration and maybe even add it to my list of potential topics if I think it's interesting enough. Goodbye, children.